Rise Financial Fitness is made possible by our members.
And that's a key point.
All right.
And that if you're going to go into business for something, you need to be able to be prepared to step up and do whatever it is that needs to get done. I had a client a number of years ago was going to go into the repairing musical instruments, and he didn't have an idea of how to repair an instrument.
It's a great idea, though.
Yeah, it was a great idea. He was going to hire a person, and it was like, well, what happens if that person decides to take a job someplace else? What happens if that person, whatever? He ended up deciding not to go into business, which he says is one of the best decisions he made.
What was he an entrepreneur previous to that? Had he owned a business previous?
No, he had not.
Because the reason I thought he might have, one thing I'm noticing, and I have to be careful of it myself, entrepreneurs, when they become successful, tend to get this thought process that they have the Midas touch. And it can really be a detriment, because you start thinking, if I'm involved and I work hard enough, this will work without question, because I'm involved. I've seen myself almost go away from my core competency a couple times, and I'm very fortunate to have some people in my life that'll put me back on the right track right away. And one of those people is my former partner, my father, and he has a saying. He always says, the universe has a way of reminding you you're making too much money. You start doing things you don't understand anything about, and that gives you a chance to give away some of that money that you've earned. So when I feel myself going away from my core, I start saying, oh, the universe must be speaking to me right now. It must be time for me to come back to my core again.
All right, we're going to stop here for a second. We've got a caller who's been waiting patiently. Tim, you had a question concerning home-based businesses. Go right ahead.
Yes, we have an LLC, but it's a home-based office. But we're wondering about in spirit of keeping the business separate from the actual from ourselves, the personal selves. Should the LLC be paying a rent for the home office?
Is it a single owner LLC?
2-member.
But you haven't done anything else with it other than create an LLC and 2 members?
Correct.
No, you should not be paying rent to yourself.
Should not be paying rent. Because
you're technically a partnership, taxed as a partnership, and a partnership can't pay rent to themselves.
Okay,
particularly for their home.
Okay, because we're just wondering, because the LLC is not paying any of the utilities or taxes or anything like that, but the LLC is based out of the house.
There are some things that you can do to offset some of those expenses, but you can't pay yourself rent.
Okay.
Was that all you needed, Tim?
Easy enough, yep.
Okay, like easy questions, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay. Anyway, so the Midas touch is a problem sometimes, I hear. Okay, because what I'm hearing is that if you are successful too fast, well, not too fast. Fast success can never be too fast.
Successful, you tend to think it's something that was easier than it really was. I think sometimes when I look back, certain things seem easy because I laugh about them now, but they certainly weren't easy at the time.
Well, there does come a time when an entrepreneur or an inventor has to let go. And, typically you see that with the larger, more successful companies, like these tech startups that IPO, go through an initial public offering. The entrepreneur may have a certain skill set in programming or in some engineering discipline or something like that, but they may be wholly unprepared for running a multi-million-dollar company. Right. And, that's where venture capital and investors come in and add to, the experience, just like your dad added to your business, right. Experience and, reasoned, thinking and that sort of thing. And sometimes it's very hard for entrepreneurs to let go. Sometimes they stay a little too long and they think they have the Midas touch. I built this business. This is really my business. This is part of me. But a business exists to serve its customers too, and maybe you can't do everything that's necessary.
Right. And it is true that it is very different personality types that can grow and be an entrepreneur and grow something from nothing, and who can manage that once it is to a particular place of maturity. Okay. There's a different skill set for those types of people.
All right, so, okay.